Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another Tribe 9 YouTube video build guide by yours truly. Today, we're going to show you the Yozuki, the Yo and Kazuki breaker build that everyone wanted, but no one asked for. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to start by showing you the cards required for this build. They're not, well, one of the cards is not absolutely required, but most of them are. So you want All Out, which gives you a damage bonus of 23% scaling at Ascension stage 2 level 40, but it's also not maxed out yet. And then you want Fighting with Flames, which gives you a field that increases attack points by 75% scaling at level 40 plus, and further increases when you have Unbending. So for Unbending you want Rebellious Spirit, which gives you Unbending for 10 seconds when granting a shield, which Kazuki can do quite easily by using his strategy button, which is really nice. If you're not running Fighting with Flames and Unbending, you can easily swap that out for Grinder and Full Party. So Grinder and Full Party will be a good swap if you don't have Fighting with Flames and Unbending, or Fighting with Flames and Rebellious Spirit combo. Now, the other card we want is New Hope, which when we do a secondary attack, it increases the strategy skill damage multiplier by 22% scaling, and with Unity that is doubled, so we want Unity from Strike Zone. So that's the card build, that's the gist of the card build. And the idea of it is that we use all the cards at the beginning. So we use All Out, Strike Zone, and Rebellious Spirit at the beginning. Then at the end of the fight, to really finish off the mob, or finish off the boss, we will use Fighting with Flames and New Hope. And that combination is enough to give us tons of damage. You know what I'm saying? Now let's get right into the build. For the build, we have our characters here, our stars of the show. We have Yo, with mostly Fighting Instinct and Passive Expansion 1. We don't need Passive Expansion 2 for this build, or Survival Instincts, it's just extra points I had in. If he was only EX, you would have enough for Passive Skill Expansion 1 level 3, or level 4 and 2 in Fighting Instincts. So instead of 3 in Fighting Instincts, you'd have 2. But since I have him at Transcendence 5, I have some extra points. Now, what you want for Compatimons is critical rate 4+, critical damage 4+, and attack, but we don't really have a perfect Compatimon in here, but you also want the Berserker set, so that increases the strategy skill damage multiplier by 25%. Now, you also want to be running Kazuki in this build, so let's see what he has. For Compatimons, we have just raw stats, critical damage 4+, critical damage multiplier 4+, no set effect, so it's good enough for us. For potential, we're running Fighting Instincts mostly with Passive Skill Expansion 2. If I was to optimize it without having him any Transcendencies, it would just be 4 Fighting Instincts, 2 Passive Expansion 2. Now let's go right into Iroha. So Iroha's Compatimons mostly give her support. We have the Trickster set effect to increase the support further. And for her potentials, we're running Passive Expansion 1, mostly maxed out. So without any Transcendences, it would just be Passive Skill Expansion 1 maxed out. And that's it for the build. I'm going to show you a fight featuring Kazuki and a fight featuring Yo. Let's just get right into it. So first off, I'll show you the fight with Yo. So we'll just use the Brave Diver as a test dummy. Let's start the challenge. So if your operating character is Yo, all you want to do is spam your secondary and your strategy and counter. And you will heal chip damage if you have some points into Passive Skill Expansion 2. So there we go, we just use our primary or secondary. Go. Counter at the same time. Alright, there we had to dodge, but I didn't dodge, and that's okay. Unfortunate timing. Alright, now we're gonna swap to Kazuki. Use his shield ability. Swap back to Yo, and the boss is already dead. So as you can see, this build gets online a little bit late, but I'm sure that it's a little bit future-proof, meaning that if you're using 2 EX tension cards, in the current fights that we have available, you will not be able to actually use them to their full potential. But in the future, it'll be juicy. Now let's swap to Kazuki and try the fight piloting mostly Kazuki. It should go a little bit more smoothly because AI Kazuki is a little bit bad at braking, so he should be able to brake a little bit faster this way. And I think this is the efficient way to play this build because you don't have to swap to Kazuki to use his ability at the end. So with Kazuki, all you want to do is spam his special, no basic attacking. So he should break here. And at the end we swap to Yo to deal as much damage as possible. Because Yos are still kind of the star of the show when it comes to damage near the end. It's just Kazuki's the star when it comes to breaking. It doesn't matter if we make a little bit of mistakes here, because in the end, we will break him, and he will die. There we go. Now we will use Kazuki's ability here, cause the field to happen, and then Yo. So as you can see, the final hit of Yo's strategy skill did 68,000 damage. It is very strong, very potent indeed. Our kill was a little bit slower this time, but the idea is the idea. So I thank you guys for dropping by, watching the video all the way through. This has been the Yozuki Destroyer build. I really appreciate each and every one of you for dropping by. Have a wonderful day, evening, night. Peace!